Matthew,
What's up?
good good morning. What a way to spend a Friday. Better than talk about tequila. Get me all ready, even though I have to go through a whole work day. But it's all good.
Right on. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you. I was lucky enough. I ran into you actually a week ago today. I think maybe it was on Saturday at New York Comic Con. So you were
Oh,
nice
right
enough to
on.
take a picture. So thanks for that.
Oh, no doubt.
Um, Macabre Spirits, congratulations. I'm really excited about that. Tell us a little bit about the tequila.
Yeah, the tequila is a reposado out of Jalisco, Mexico. It's delicious. We had because we sort of we're a new brand, the tequila, like you sort of have to run through you have to jump through some hoops. And so we tried a bunch of tequila and this one stood out. It's delicious. We chose it like 6 months ago and then I had a shot of it last night. We had an event. I had like one little last sample. So I had it on Entertainment Tonight. We had a shot. So it's good. It's really smooth. It's got a lot of fruit forward flavor. We're excited for people to taste it.
Well, we know, we love horror. There has never been, I think there's always the want and need, but I think more than ever now, we see how well horror films do in theaters. I mean, you're part of one of the, if not, I think the largest grossing one of last year with Five
Five
Nights at
Nights.
Freddy.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Uh, Tell me about why you wanted to make this theming for Macabre Spirits.
Yeah. So Macabre is we started a company called Five Familiar Spirits about a year ago. October 2nd actually is our birthday. And the idea is to see communities and build something really unique and cool for those communities. We started with sort of a Dungeons and Dragons themed whiskey. So Quest's End is like a sort of a sword and sorcery themed whiskey, bourbon. And look, the idea just made sense. Like we found great success there, and we're like, well, what other communities can we connect with? What other communities do we see that we have authentic approach to, and build something for them directly, right? And so horror became very clear to us. Obviously, I have a name recognition in that space right now that has value. But on top of it, there's something that's really coalesced around that community, around the horror community. They're little punk rockers on the outside looking in, right? You see somebody in Ice Nine Kills sweatshirt, or you see somebody covered in like, tattoos of horror icons, and they're a self-selecting group. And so the idea as a company of seeing that niche market, right? Every other market, every other sort of brand in the world sort of may ignore or just try to transact with them. But seeing that market, seeing that community being like, okay, we see you, we have an authentic sort of connection to you. Let's build something cool for you. And instead of like a normal brand transaction is like just buy our tequila, buy our tequila, buy our tequila. And our whole thing is like, well, we see you. What can we give you in this transaction that you're going to be excited about? And our answer for that is with our tequila, you get an 80-page book written by Mike Flanagan. It's a terrifying horror story. And we think that the idea of pairing these two things, this literary horror with this incredible reposado, is a win for the community. And that our hope is that, they see what we're doing and they come out and support us.
Yeah, I'm so excited about that. How did you get Mike Flanagan on board with this? I know you're working with him, of course, on his series. But I mean, we're already getting tequila, which is great. But now you're pairing it with, this 80-page story from Flanagan.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Well, I did a movie called Life of Chuck with him about a year and a half ago. We just won the Toronto International Film Festival. I have a very small part in it, but the film is incredible. It's a beautiful film. And we became friends. I mean, he's just a really, really great guy. I adore him. I adore his wife. I adore his community, the people he hangs out with. And we were launching Macabre and we were looking for somebody to help us sort of to do this book. And I asked Mike, I gave him every single caveat in the world to not do it. And he jumped in. And to his credit, we said anywhere between 12 and 15,000 words. He started to write the book of the novella. And I got a text in the middle of the night like, "Hey, this is going a little long. Do you care if I go over?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, go for it. If you're excited, if you're writing something you love, go for it." And sure enough, he crushed it. The novella is incredible. It's super fun. It's terrifying, and it's a great partner for the brand.
That's awesome. And I know that the pre-orders are going to start very soon if they haven't started already. So I
Yeah, they
apologize.
started yesterday.
Great. All right. So the pre-orders are now started. Looking ahead, I think I had read that you guys are going to have other writers come in along with other tequilas as time goes by. That would be a very exciting prospect.
Yeah, I mean that's our jam is that we do seasons. So both my partner Justin Ware and I come from the film and television industry, and so what we do is go out and go do these explorations. So we just finished our first season of Quest End. This first season of Macabre isn't we're doing these different expressions of blue agave. So our next, I can tell you our next liquid's a Blanco.
Mm.
And after that, we're sort of toying with some exciting stuff around yeah. So the reality is that we build in seasons, and so this is the first season of Macabre.
That's super exciting. What goes into picking tequila for you? What are you looking for? I know that.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I cut you off. Keep going.
No, no, go ahead.
Well, here's the great. So we have a master blender that we work with. She's incredible. And when it comes to choosing the liquid, it's not that's not me. The good news is that I believe in the creative process. When you hire the right people, you can empower them to make the best decision possible. We taste it. We're always there as partners, but the reality is that the interesting part of Find Familiar Spirits is to me building communities, like the outreach, like how do we make people feel seen as a company? So in terms of that, so the whiskey, the tequila, all of that is sort of we handled by our master blender, and from there, um, we all add our opinions, but she's the one that chooses.
But I mean, that's all part of the teamwork. That's what it's going to make it great. We have, your namesake and horror recognition. Mike Flanagan's writing this amazing novella. You have the right people for the tequila. That's the recipe for success, right?
We hope so. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, it's funny. I've never in my life, I've been an actor my whole life, and I've never had a sort of a day job. But I sit in this desk, every day, sort of all day, like trying to put out fires and build a company. I'm actively the co-CEO with Justin, who's my partner. And together we have a team of about just under 20 people. And we're literally out there every day trying to build this incredible company. So it's been fun.
I'm curious now because I know you have a quite the role and experience with like Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering. Critical Role. Is this kind of where the idea maybe for like Find Familiar Spirits came from, where just hanging around with friends and it's like we need our own drinks. We need our own kind of brands that.
Yeah, that's funny. I mean, that's I mean, we what happened was that I have this company called Beetle and Grimm's. We create high-end box editions for Dungeons and Dragons. This dog is being such a pain in the butt. I don't know what he's doing. He's like just walking around the house grumpy. But my partner Justin Ware saw what I was doing, selling, D&D boxes direct to customers. We have another sort of friend of ours named Tim Sparapani. He was selling booze with Blue Run direct to customers. And so Justin, to his credit, was like, is there a world in which we combine these two things? High-end experiences for niche communities built around spirits. And then but we all jumped in. It took about a year to build. We launched last October. Quest End was a huge success. Then we did a collaboration with Critical Role, also very, very popular. And now we're into Macabre. So early days, but the returns have been very exciting, and I think people are stoked.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm very stoked. I know we are in my house. We're a tequila family. I think it's because tequila really, in our well, Mexican culture, and then my wife is not Mexican, but it doesn't matter. It kind of has the same role. It's a very unifying drink. It's a family drink.
Yeah.
We're getting together and we're having a conversation. We're gonna have a couple of shots of tequila, and I think that anyone who does something like this is obviously knows about gatherings and things of that nature.
Sure. I mean, that's the hope, right? The hope is that we give people a reason to, certainly around Quest End, right? But to sit here, like if you poured out, if everyone's drinking Macabre and you're sitting around a table reading it, that'd be pretty funny. It's funny. That's a great idea, actually. We should do like group readings with tequila, like sponsor like group readings. Like have your group, it's because it'll take about an hour to read, 2 hour, hour and a half maybe to read. But have people read it out loud as a group would be fun.
Yeah, that would be really fun. Maybe get some candles going,
Yeah,
dim
yeah.
lights, you get some snacks going that pair well with tequila, and yeah, have a great time. Yeah, that'd be an awesome night. I think
I think that's a good idea. I'm actually going to use that idea. That's a good
good,
idea. I like that idea.
good. I'm also going to use that idea here at home because we have quite a few horror fans here.
Oh, good. That's good.
So, speaking of horror, I did want to ask you real quick because it's very interesting. I posted a picture of us, and I got so many different, a couple of different answers depending on who it was. First, it was, oh, it's Shaggy, and then someone else is like, no, that's Stuart, of course, from Scream. And then my daughter, and she's a middle schooler. Her and her friends, I had seen them the other day. They were like, "You met William Afton?" What does it mean to you to have been playing all these iconic characters that really resonated with people in different films and now different generations?
By the way, I'm writing down our idea.
Yeah,
We,
no problem. I go ahead. I want to go ahead and take at least 20 to 30%. Fine,
um,
15.
so the funny thing is, yeah, it's humbling, I mean, I've been around a long time. I think that's a privilege, not a right, especially in the creative industries. Like, the lifespan of an actor in terms of their relevance is, a lot of times people are gone by the time they get to my age and doing something else. And that easily could have happened to me. Like at some point, I had a hard time getting jobs and I just persevered and we got through. So I got lucky to get to the other side of the ebb and the flow, right? Sometimes you're in the flow, sometimes you're in the, you're struggling in the ebb. And so I eventually came through the other side. And so here I am, and I got an opportunity. I'm getting this opportunity with William Afton to sort of help round out a career, right? It's another sort of great part in a really big franchise that I'm excited to sort of be a part of for the next, 10 years or whatever. Um, hopefully, if it goes that long, I'm still invited back. But that is like I'm more appreciative of that now at my age and like sort of where I've been than I would have been when I was a kid. To do a con, right? And this like everyone who comes up, people are like, well, what's the most popular thing that people come up and say? I'm like, well, I literally don't ask anymore because there's just so many sort of random things. I mean, you get SLC Punk, dogs walking by. Dogs do not like dogs walking by.
No.
Um, but you get SLC Punk is a powerful movie for kids. Hackers still has really a lot of weight for like dudes who, men and women who found programming and sort of hacking and all that stuff. So, yeah, so it's a privilege. All of that is a privilege.
Yeah, well, we love you, and we're looking forward to see what you do in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. We know how much I was at the panel for Blumfest, and I mean, I see the care that it was taken. It's like 8 to 10 years into working with the creators and working with Blumhouse to make sure that's right. I think, and with the people responding, I think it has a very long leg. So we hope to see you for a couple of installments as William Afton.
Thanks, brother. I'm excited about it. Was Blumfest at New York Comic Con?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
They showed
is
us a
that when
little.
they revealed the poster?
Yeah, they revealed the poster, and I think it was already revealed, but the date in December for the release.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can tell you we're all pumped for it. My daughter's super pumped for it. She knows all the lore for Five Nights at Freddy's to the point where it makes me dizzy.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely a reality.
So so yeah, she loved the film. Matthew, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it talking tequila with you, talking a little
Thanks.
bit about your films with you.